music or song in its maybe broadest understanding, mainly because I refound an article that I came across ages ago called "The Song That Refuses to Forget Us." Now, I'm like a sucker for a bit of poetry, and so I was immediately hooked. But there's something within this article which was talking about, I guess, the sort of an imagined beginning before we were born, each of us individually, that we were sort of sung into being. And that song was both a kind of universal cosmic song, but also very, very particular and very, very unique to each of us, that kind of resounds deep in our bones, if you like, and sort of reminds us who we are at core, at our essence, and reminds us sort of that we belong, I guess, that there's a sense of kind of homecoming in this song, that it's captures something of our true and intimate and deepest self. And that there's a sense in which, as we kind of grow, maybe that song fades a little bit. Maybe we, you know, our lives get filled with lots of other sounds and noises and distractions, and we're less aware or conscious of this kind of core original song out of which we grew. So maybe it's at least consciously sort of forgotten. But the song refuses to forget us. So we may have lost touch a little bit with this core song of our soul, but the song refuses to forget us. And occasionally we might hear a glimpse of it, a single note maybe, or a phrase. And it's often in kind of surprising and unexpected places or experiences. But the thing about it is it quickens, like we recognize it. It resonates somehow with ourselves. So, I mean, you may or may not also love this image of the original song, and that's absolutely fine if it's not your cup of tea. But I thought that maybe this evening we could spend a bit of time just opening ourselves up to discovering maybe a little bit what that song is like for us. So as ever, all of our meditations involve lots to do with the imagination, this kind of faculty that doesn't take us away from reality, but somehow helps us to tune into the depths of reality and who we are and who the sacred is, who God might be in that. So I have a poem to begin, actually, which I'm just going to share screen so that hopefully you will be able to see it. Can I get some nods if you can see a poem and a bowl on the screen? Brilliant. So I'm just gonna, it's a poem by Malcolm Geet, and I'm just gonna read it out quite slowly to kind of get us into the space. And it says, begin the song exactly where you are. Remain within the world of which you're made. Call nothing common in the earth or air. Accept it all and let it be for good. Start with the very breath you breathe in now. This moment's pulse, this rhythm in your blood, and listen to it, ringing soft and low. Stay with the music. Words will come in time. Slow down your breathing. Keep it deep and slow. Become an open singing bowl whose chime is richness rising out of emptiness and timelessness resounding into time. And when the heart is full of quietness, begin the song exactly where you are. So that will be up on the screen for most of the time if you find it helpful to look back at it or be reminded, and I can also remind you of the poet and the title afterwards if you'd like it. But for now, I'd encourage you to close your eyes again as we did before. And again, kind of settling into your body and finding a posture that's comfortable and supported. Maybe begin to take your attention to your breath and not needing to change it, but just notice its natural rhythm. Maybe it's fast and shallow, maybe it's deep and slow. Just notice how your breath is, the whole journey in through the mouth or nose, expanding the lungs, and then exhaling again. And you might even also be able to notice the sensation of your heart beating. And again, just being present to its rhythm, whatever its rhythm is, this heart that is sustaining you each and every moment of each and every day. And you might even notice the impact of your breath on your heart. So as you're breathing in, does your heartbeat change at all? And as you're breathing out, again, does it change? And just notice that for a moment or two. And we noticed how we are a little earlier, maybe just remembering something of that. And then the invitation, having noticed how we are, is to take our attention to notice how God is, how this mystery at the heart of the universe, whatever our name for that is, how is God with you, present to you, just here and now? And just notice what comes to your imagination or your bodily senses in response to that question. How is God present to you just now? And then, given how you are and given your sense of the presence of God, what is it that you want for this time? And it might be something of a glimpse of this unique and particular song at your core, but in your own words, and it might be something else completely. Ask for what you want. And just trust in the asking. So I'm going to invite you in a moment to kind of begin to tune into this song of yours, this song out of which you were created. And it may be quite a broad interpretation of song. So feel free to blink open your eyes briefly if you'd like to. You've just got some things to stimulate your imagination. So it might be a melody. It also could be a rhythm. It could be a pulse, percussive. It might be the snap, crackle, and pop of your cereal from when you were young. It might be something in the natural world, these rhythms and sounds that we experience all around us. Bird song, waves, wind. So be kind of open to whatever comes to your imagination, and trust that this great singer, this creative singer out of which you came, is also at work in this imagination of yours. So just be curious and playful with it. I probably recommend closing your eyes again, but feel free to keep looking at the screen if that's more helpful for you. So I'd like you to just allow your song to emerge. Your song as it is being heard in you this evening. And I'm just going to leave a little bit of time and space, and don't worry if you're kind of flicking through various things or trying to find something. Just sort of relax and trust that something will come, and there's some space for that to happen. What is the song that resonates with you this evening? Maybe you've got a fully formed piece of music, or maybe it's less clear than that and there's just a sense that actually it's the rhythm, something about rhythm, or there's something about the way my body moves to this piece. So what is it that has come to your heart and your mind and your imagination? And try and really place yourself into it as if you were hearing it here and now, or feeling it here and now. Maybe there are also details around it. It might have been a memory of a concert, or it might be a particular landscape where this sound, this noise, this rhythm occurs. So tune into all the details of this place or this experience. Notice what you can hear, and also what you might be able to see. Or smell or taste. And notice as you're present to this song, how do you feel about it? What does it stir up inside you in response? Feelings, thoughts, bodily sensations, desires, fears? Just notice. Are you finding yourself attracted to it, enjoying it, resisting it, or maybe just slightly disconcerted, or a mixture? And it might be that you're already inside of this song somehow, or it may be that you're kind of observing or hearing it from the outside.
Iona, you might want to unmute.
Thank you, Steve. Where or how is God part of this song? How are the two of you sort of relating to each other or moving with each other, if you are? And is there anything in all of this which is surprising to you? Maybe slightly new? Anything that you're discovering about yourself, about the mystery at the heart of the universe? And if you look at your life at the moment, where do you notice that you are glimpsing this song? Where are you in tune with it? And also, where do you maybe notice its absence, a disconnection from this core melody in you, or rhythm? I'm just going to leave a couple more minutes and do whatever is most helpful for this, whether it's just staying with the song that's emerged, but you might also want to have a bit of a conversation with God, as one friend would to another, about what's stirring in you, what you're noticing, what you're desiring. Maybe have a listen to whether God also has been stirred. And then in your own time, drawing that conversation or that time to a close. Maybe giving thanks for whatever has or indeed hasn't happened, for just showing up, for giving the time. And bringing yourself back into this space with these people, maybe flicking back on your cameras when you're with us so that we can tell